Today, Star Wars The Force Awakens, midnight showing. We have tickets, but they're first come, first served, so there might be a possibility I don't get to see it, in which case I am terrified to even go online for the next handful of days until I can get to it, because I know the spoiler alerts are going to be in abundance. But I just wanted to have a quick video referencing this date in time, because as I was thinking about it, I feel like with how big this movie is going to be, with how big it's projected to be, and then how big it's really going to be, this is definitely going to go down as one of those moments in time capsulated, so I really want to take full advantage of that aspect of it and take pictures and be goofy and go with friends and really remember this time, because I think, honestly, I didn't even think about that with the first three movies, the Phantom Menace and then the other two bullshit. God, I can't even remember the names of those ones. So let down by them. But it just felt like those three movies back then were just, even when they came out, it didn't feel as big of an event as this one does now. I think, honestly, we can leave J.J. Abrams with any science fiction-based story, and he will knock it out of the park. He's proven himself with that. I mean, he has everything from Alias to Mission Impossible 3. Then he took over the Star Trek franchise and really got me reinvested in that. I mean, the last time I watched a Star Trek movie was probably in high school. They were never that fascinating, but wow, that one that came out in 2009 just drew me in. And then the second one was pretty good, and now with J.J. Abrams leaving, this third one looks incredibly different. Like, the fact that it won't even be taking in space for a majority of it kind of got me disinterested, because when I watch a science fiction movie, I have come to find that there are really two types of genres within the nerd realm. There are the nerds who love space action, and that's basically anything that's going to be guaranteed to have action within probably 10 minutes of every scene. Movies like The Martian compared to Interstellar. Interstellar is more a thoughtful piece based on science fiction, a exploration, a mind game, maybe a thriller of sorts, but it's not going to have explosions and fight scenes around every corner. A good example is like Contact. That's one of the best science fiction movies I've ever watched. There is one action sequence, and it's not even that big of a deal, but after that, it's all story. It's story, it draws you in, it makes you think. I love those movies. They're the best to get stoned to. And I really feel like, depending on the perspective you watch a movie like Star Wars with, you could really come at it from both sides. I see everybody's interpretation of it being a space action movie, but I also completely agree with the people who see it as a true science fiction exploration into the future or the past. If you look at time and relativity, it's really fascinating, the Federation and how this could actually be real. There could be alien races in deep space fighting over things just like this. It could absolutely be real. And we all have George Lucas's crazy imagination to thank for that. And I'm assuming maybe some shroom trips every now and then as he was a teenager, 20-something. I wonder if he's ever said that in an interview, if he was like Steve Jobs with Apple, who openly admitted that psychedelic drugs helped him view the visions that brought his imagination to life. And honestly, it's funny that something that's still deemed illegal can create such fascinating things that jettison us into the future. And people in all facets of life had admitted to using psychedelic drugs to further advance or explore their imagination. So who knows, right? But it's a fascinating story. Thank God George Lucas stopped directing them. I know there was talks back in the day about this 7, 8, and 9 going to Steven Spielberg. I'm glad it did not go there either. I think J.J. Abrams knocked it out of the park. It's clear just from the trailers and the appreciation I have that the trailers are giving nothing away. It's just showing a beautifully made movie. I love that they brought original characters back. I want to catch up with Leia. Of course she would be there. It is a little hard reading about Carrie Fisher's journey with this movie in the franchise, saying that she did want to do it, she did want to reprise the role, but mainly because she is Leia and she didn't want to see it go into anyone else, and also to make a statement for women of a certain age or body type still getting roles. And she did have a little bit of groaning to say about the weight loss for coming back to the role. But if you do think about it, it's not necessarily asking the actress, hey, you need to look better for this role. It's more Princess Leia was the commander. Like, she's in charge of military, so she would be fit. She would be more in shape. But I totally hear Carrie Fisher and where she's coming from. Mark Hamill coming back, Harrison Ford coming back. It's going to be epic. It's going to be so fun. I'm excited to see where they take this story. I'm excited to see if they're going to kind of put an Easter egg in, like all the Marvel movies do after the credits. Maybe a little hint at what movie 8 will maybe encompass or be about. So many things that I'm looking forward to, and honestly, one of the best parts about going to movies on opening weekend or opening week when they're this hyped up is just experiencing it with other like-minded nerds who want to be part of a movement, right? Like, the funnest part is going there and experiencing it with a rowdy crowd in the theater, although I'm sure there will be plenty of people who are like, if you talk, I'll kill you. I'm one of those people who, when I'm at a movie, I want to enjoy that movie. I'm not saying I'm shouting at the top of my lungs, but the people I'm there with were constantly like, oh my god, did you fucking see that? I'm into a movie. I didn't go there to, like, hang out by myself, but sometimes I'm there to hang out by myself, so shut up, right? Like, okay, I know that made no sense, but seriously, sometimes do you go to a movie and you're with your friends and you're just like, this is the best experience, and you're just rowdy? That's how I was introduced to Hunger Games, and it was probably one of the best movie outings I've ever had for that first movie. The whole theater was dressed up like people from the Capitol, and it was insane, and people were rowdy and throwing popcorn, and it was just fun. Like, that's what makes going to a movie fun and worth paying the $73 for two people to go to a movie and sit through a 3-hour movie with a soda and some popcorn. And by the way, those tubs of popcorn, could they be any bigger? Like, Jesus Christ, like, you could swim in them. You could literally swim in them. Anyway, I wanted to make this video kind of referencing this point in time, 2015, December, right before Christmas, and what it was like as the new Star Wars movie was coming out. Let me know in comments below what you're most excited to see with the movie, what you hope that it includes, and where you think that it's gonna head for the next two after this. I'm excited to hear ideas. I'm excited to see the movie and then talk about it with all of you afterwards, but I will make sure to leave ample time so everybody sees it, because like all of you are thinking, whoever spoils this fucker is dead. Like, I don't want to know shit more than I already do before I walk into that theater, so I'm really staying away from the internet for the next couple days if I don't see it tonight. But let me know what you're thinking and how excited you are in a comment below, like I said. And fingers crossed that JJ just knocked it out of the damn park. We all know he did. Let's just, in Christopher Nolan, we trust with this motherfucker and hope that it's more like The Dark Knight and not The Dark Knight Rises, as we shall say. Anyway, hope you're having a great week, and I hope you get to see the movie tonight or tomorrow, because going on those first couple nights is always the most fun. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a good Thursday. May the Force be with you.